Name's Roger Boaty. Mr. George Roger Boaty.
Of course it is. And good evening, darlings, and a very warm welcome to Tuesday Night Live. And we're back in the cottage where I'm going to be coming into your eyes and ears for the next 58 minutes, direct from Windy Bum here in the kind of wet and cold Peak District National Park. And there we are. And it is nothing less than a sheer orgasmic joy to be in your midst. I really am absolutely chuffed a bit. And, excuse me, I hope you've had the most splendid day, filled to the brim with extra plumptiousness. I really do. And on that subject, I'd love, excuse me. Oh, that's nice. On that subject, I'd love to hear about your day. How's it been? What have you been up to? What have you been eating? Has anything nearly fallen on your head? Have you met somebody that you really didn't like? And has anybody done anything today to really, really annoy you? And anything else that you would care to tell me, I'm all ears, darlings. I'm all ears. And the hairs on a dicky dido hung down to her knees. More on that story later. Excuse me. Right, and we are doing it old school tonight, darlings. Introductory music. I've got no microphone. I'm projecting at you from the end of the table. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I haven't done it without a microphone for a while. And if you want me to put the microphone in, I will happily do so. Well, I mean, when I say in, I don't mean I'm going to insert it into myself. I mean that I'll insert the microphone-y doings into you over there, and I'll put the microphone in its now customary spot just here. So, yeah, do let me know. Now then, let's wade straight into it. Who've I got? Steve Holg is here. Good evening to you. Barry's here. Good evening, one and all. Good evening. Jimmy Quinn. Good evening, Boaty. Good evening to you. John Stoodley is right in our midst. Hey, Boaty. Hey, chat, he says. Joe's here. And Joe says, good evening, Jason. Well, a jolly good evening to you too, Joe. Hope you enjoyed your breakfast this morning. I certainly did. And hope everyone is okay and well. And the music is back. Yeah, the music's back because my neighbours are on holiday. And Barry says, hey, it's the porn music. It's not. That's not the porn music. The porn music is the porn music or the theme tune to Debbie Does Dallas. That's the tune that I use with Boaty's Noshes and with my main video intro when I put it in. I don't use it very often these days. That tune is a mix. It's it's basically a tune by a very clever man called Kevin MacLeod that I paid to acquire the license for, so I can use. And that particular version is obviously mixed with a bit of Mr. George Roger Boaty, and it's one of my favourite things. I'll tell you about breakfast. Well, no, I'll go through the chat and then I'll tell you about my morning. Couple of things to tell you. Neil is here. Neil Gibbons, aka the Gibbinator. Hello all. Hope you're all well. That's nice. Are you working tonight, Neil? How was the drive back, Boaty? The drive back was really nice, actually. Really nice. It was uneventful and very pleasant all the way down the A55, all the way down the M56. Only when I got to Hazel Grove and had to go down that stretch through, through Disley and Furnace Vale. That's when it got a little bit tricky, but on the whole it was lovely. I was back home in good time. Good evening, all, says Bad Books. Evening, all, says Ashley. Skick's here. Hello, Skick. Hi, Boat. You look refreshed today. Well, I've been on holiday, haven't I? Been to the seaside. And Skick goes on to say there's no place like home. I completely agree. Ben is here. Neighbours. Everybody needs loudly projecting neighbours. And Neil's had a good day today. He's finished fitting the cruise control. But he needs T4 to activate it. So I'm on the hunt for someone who, for a few of the King's pounds, would be willing to activate it. Does it have to be a T4, Neil, or would P-Scan do it? I prefer without the microphone and the music back, says Joe. I like the good old times. Rob is here. Good evening, all. Good evening to you. Oh, gosh, and Neil is on his 2 weeks off, so he's not at work at all. Oh, well, lucky Neil. I know he's off to Barmouth next week, but he can chill out this week, so that's rather splendid, isn't it? There's no place like North Wales. John Stoodley says, I did another live earlier and still didn't feel comfortable with doing it, Boaty. As I said last time, familiarity will breed contempt to some degree, and you might well fall into it, but at the end of the day, live streaming isn't for everybody. I suppose there's, it's a nice way of communicating with people or shouting at people or whatever you want to do, but if you feel really uncomfortable with it after a while, there's nothing that says that you have to do it. Not everybody does. Oh, well, I've got to be careful what I say, haven't I? How can I put it tactfully? Some people are maybe better suited to doing lives than others. Some people it comes more naturally to. And some people, like me, are no good at doing them at all, but are so bloody arrogant and show-offy that we don't care. We just damn well do it anyway. And see how long we can get away with it. But, John, I would tune in and have a look. In fact, obviously I'm at work probably when you did it, but what is your channel name, sir? What is your channel name? And I will re-watch your live on repeat, as it were. Neil says, could you have an investigation with your ZT? If you can do it with your P-Scan, could you have an investigation with your ZT? If you can do it with your P-Scan, I'm still reading it wrong. Could you have an investigation with your ZT if you can do it with your P-Scan? if you can, I'll throw some money your way. I will just ask Philip, the inventor of the P-Scan, I will simply ping him a message and say, Philip, will P-Scan, what is it you need it to do? Activate the cruise control. I'll find out. I'll send a message in the morning, Neil, let you know. Black Lines is here and says, good evening all. Did you hear about that new MG electric vehicle refusing to stop and having to have police drive their van in front of it to bring it to a halt? Scary. No, I hadn't heard about that. Skick says, like most things, John, you will gain confidence the more you do the lives. Keep at it. Yeah, that's true of lots of things, podgering included. The more you do of it, the more confident that you get. You think that you're getting a bit more of an idea what you're doing. You feel a bit less awkward and self-conscious. The first 20 years are the worst. Cheeseburger is here and says, evening all, the baggies won. And the baggies are, of course, West Bromwich Albion, I think. He'll shout at me if I'm wrong. So, what have I got to tell you? Well, let's tell you about, you know about last night, don't you? Because I was talking about last night. So, I'll tell you about this morning. I'll bring you up to speed. Now, my morning started not in the best way. I fell out of bed, darlings. I literally fell out of bed. Now, because of the way that room was set up, right, I was sleeping on the right-hand side of the bed. Now, I don't sleep on the right-hand side of the bed. I sleep on the left-hand side of the bed. But in that room, it felt as if I should sleep on the right-hand side of the bed. Now, I don't know why. I don't know how and why these things happen. But I definitely felt as if I needed to sleep on the right-hand side. And you saw me when I was doing the live, I was lounging on the right-hand side. It was all about the right-hand side of the bed, darlings. Mate, I don't know why. It's a thing when I go into hotels, then, and I can't tell you why, and I can't predict it, but when I get into the room, I will know which side of the bed I should be sleeping on. And there's no rhyme or reason to it, really. But anyway, in that room, I needed to sleep on the right-hand side, and that is fine. Now, previously, I stayed in hotels an awful lot, and my brain easily got into hotel mode. Now, obviously, it must have been a while because my brain was not in hotel mode. And when I was asleep, I was lying on my left-hand side, and in that early morning dozing period where you've kind of woken up and you kind of haven't, and you just think, oh, right, another day, and you pull the covers over you and you snuggle up a bit. Oh, well, you check your iPad, don't you? You check your iPad, you just flick the switch just to see the time, because nobody has a digital clock on their bedside anymore, do they? Like we used to have. I mean, we all used to have a pie or bush, not that kind of bush, don't be rude, but we used to have a what did you call it? A radio alarm clock, that was it. We used to have a big old radio alarm clock, and it might have the red LED clock, or it might have the flicky football scoreboard changey tiley clock, and it would have a radio, and you could tune the wireless into radio WM and wake up to Malcolm Boyden, which is how I got into radio WM back in the day. I'd never heard of it. I'd certainly never heard of Malcolm Boyden. I mistuned the radio, and it was when I was living with Sasha above the showrooms. I would have been probably 24 years old, something like that. And we woke up, the pair of us, to this bloody black country bloke babbling on about nonsense. But we were both too tired to arse about with it. And we ended up just lying in bed listening to this. And we actually thought it was really funny and we quite liked it and we became fans. And then I ended up doing stuff on there. But why am I talking about digital radio? Oh yeah, this morning, I remember now. Yeah, so I'm there, I'm in bed, I'm on the right-hand side of the bed, yeah? You know where I am, you can picture it, you saw me last night. So I'm on the right-hand side of the bed and I'm lying on my left-hand side. Now, let me get this right. Yes. Now, if I'm lying on my left-hand side, here at home, windy bum, on the left-hand side of the bed, I roll over to the right, I scrunch the pillows up, I heave the covers up, having checked my iPad and said, oh God, I think it was this morning when I woke up, I think it was, what was it? It was like 10 to 8, something like that. And so I thought, oh, right, okay, I can snooze. So I just did the natural thing. I tend to sleep on my left. And so when I wake up, I'm normally on my left-hand side. It was like that this morning. So check the old iPad. Right, I can snooze. Pillow, cover, turn. And of course, turn to the right. There's no bloody bed there, is there? And I just fell in a right old heap, straight on the floor. I brought all of the bedclothes with me, the whole bloody lot. I hurt my leg. I bloody skinned I'll show you. Don't worry, there's not going to be any full nudity. I'm not going to show you, but, ow, ooh. Look, I skinned all of my legs there, look. Oh, got to get off the table now. It's probably bad luck to put your shoes on the table or something, isn't it? And yeah, and I found myself, darlings. I found myself there on the floor, and I thought, okay, right, I've fallen off the bed here because I'm not a fool. I processed that situation in the blink of an eye, no more than 2 minutes, and I thought, right, what's happened here is that I've made a mistake. And I have fallen onto the floor. So I thought, well, I'm not dead. I haven't broken anything. And I appear to have brought all of the bedclothes with me. And it's not that bad, actually. So I decided I'd stay there for a while. I was still half asleep. And I just processed it in that half asleep dozing bit. And I thought, right, I've fallen off the bed. I'm all right. I've got the bedclothes. So I just stayed down there for a while. So I couldn't be asked to heave myself back up and get on the bed. But of course I did eventually heave myself up and I got back onto the bed. And I'm going to catch up with some comments before I tell you about the next bit of the morning. So remember where I am. I've fallen off the bed. I've hurt my leg. I've stayed down there a while. I've managed to get back up on the bed. I'm very slightly more awake now. I'm looking out of the window. I can see the sea. I can see the town. And I'm very happy to be there. I slept with the window open because I wanted the sea breeze to come in and waft around my doings, and it did exactly that. So we'll leave me there for a while and we will catch up with your comments and we will top up my wine. Both of which are very important things. And now I'm looking at myself doing a full Magnus Pike. Who remembers Magnus Pike? Oh, right, there's a feature for tonight. Oh, and listen. No, don't listen to that. Pretend you didn't hear that. Don't forget it's your job to name the live stream. But Magnus Pike, a man named after a fish. So let's have people named after fish off. Who can you think of who has got the same first or last name as a fish? And I've started you off with Magnus Pike. So you can take it from there. And I'll catch up with the comments and then I'll tell you about the rest of my morning. So Fuck it, it's good stuff this, isn't it? Bloody hell, you don't get this on Hubnut. Marvellous, I'm really enjoying myself. Now then, let's get back to some comments, shall we? Where did I get to? This is where I got to. Not a problem, Neil, I will definitely do that. Cheeseburger says, Swiss Boaty, doing a live is very much like making love to a beautiful woman. It is indeed. It is indeed. In many ways, it really is actually. You know, you hope you're going to be well received. You worry that you're going to do it all wrong and make an ass of yourself. And you regularly stop to have a cigarette. Perfect. And it is West Bromwich Albion. I was right. Ben is giving a cheesy greeting to General Cheeseburger. John says, thanks for the advice, Chat and Boaty. You're very welcome. Good job Bernard wasn't there, says Cheeseburger. You would have crushed her. Well, I wouldn't, Cheeseburger, would I? Because if Bernard was there... Hang on, I'm trying to think now. If Bernard was there... Well, if I'd have fallen off the bed on the right-hand side, I wouldn't have fallen on her unless she was sleeping on the floor. But I think if Bernard was there, then I would have... I would probably have been on the other side of the bed because I'm left-handed. So I would probably been on the... Yeah, well, I can't go into details. Suffice it to say that if I'm in bed with a woman, I like to be on the left because I find that it might... Well, we don't need to go there, do we? But I wouldn't have crushed her. And anyway, I've been on top of Bernard on more than one occasion, and she has survived to tell the tale, and vice versa. My team won tonight, says John. Birmingham City, 4-1. Oh, jolly well done. Good evening, sons and daughters of England, says Stephen S. Paul. From across the herring pond, I am in you, virtually. Then there's some football talk. And you laughed at Joe for falling up the stairs, says Nell. Yeah, well, he wasn't asleep, was he? I've got an excuse. I was asleep. My brain was befuddled. I've clearly gone out of... I mean, I used to be in hotels all the time, and I've got an automatic hotel mode, or I used to have. I've got an automatic hotel mode in my brain. So my brain will register when I'm in a hotel, which is why I don't end up weeing out of the window or in a wardrobe or something. I'm aware that I'm not in my home environment. But that was when I was spending nights in a hotel, literally, minimum every month. And how long has it been since I stayed in a hotel? Didn't do it with Chinese Madam. Don't think I've done it. God, it's been ages. It is. It's a couple of years, isn't it? It is. It's a couple of years. Well, it's probably since Chester, and so I just need to get back into that hotel mode. You can't equate that with Joe falling up the stairs when he's wide awake. Ben says he fell out of bed in a small room with 4 beds. Yeah, I did. Simone says, oh, hello, Simone, welcome. I have a digital radio alarm clock, thank you very much, and it works. Well, good for you, Simone. I'd quite like to have one in an ironic sense. I never had one that I bonded with, but my mother had a very large one bought from Auntie Margaret's catalogue. And God, that was there from the moment that I can remember as a child, and it was there right up until the day she fell off the twig, bless her. And she was still using it. That was a big old chap, that was. I'd quite like one actually, yeah. I mean, it's annoying that you can't, why can't I, in this day and age, right? We had radio alarm clocks, like however 100 years ago. So you could wake up listening to whatever you wanted to listen to. You might even have been super duper posh. Oh, I had one of these and have a CD radio alarm clock. Right, so in this day and age, with the technology that we've got, I have devices. I've got an iPad, I've got iPhones. Why can't I wake up to the radio? You know, we're supposed to have moved on and we clearly haven't, because I can't wake up to Teddy Wogan. And all right, I know he's spending some time being dead at the moment, but I've got all of his podcasts on somewhere. I'd like to get them onto my iPhone, but does anybody know how to do that? Right? I've got an iPod Classic. Well, at least it's at the yard, ironically, because it's in Bryan. But I've got an iPod Classic with the full set of Teddy Wogan, Wake Up to Wogan podcasts. Does anybody know how I could get them off my iPad Classic and onto my iPhone so that I could actually listen to them now in one of the cars where the iPhone is plumbed in? It must be theoretically possible. Cheeseburger says, Boaty had a pie in his bed. Discuss. Nothing wrong with a pie in bed, if you ask me. Oh, there's another feature. What are your favourite things to eat in bed? Seeing as, oh, I had a disaster with my supper last night. Oh, I did have a disaster. I know where I've gone wrong, and, oh, I need to talk about this later on, but basically, I really enjoyed the whole experience yesterday, today, and I'm going to keep doing it. On the first Monday of every month, I'm going to go to Rhyl, to that hotel. And I've really worked out many ways in which I can refine the trip, make it more enjoyable, make it time better spent. I can certainly improve the food. Dear God, the food was a disaster. Disaster. It really was. Have you ever eaten a waterlogged sandwich? I don't recommend it. Oh, I did flood the bathroom a little bit this morning. I showed you when I did the tour of the room. I said, that looks like, I looked in the toilet and I told you, I said it out loud. I said, that looks like a really small hole. And it was. And it kind of got a bit blocked up. And I flooded the bathroom, basically. But, you know, these things can happen, don't they? Can't they? Isn't it? I don't know why the flush didn't stay. God. Oh, dear. So, yeah, it's going to be the first Monday of every month. I came up with that idea because the first Monday in November, Mustard's not coming out to play. It's his wife's birthday and he's been ordered to have the day off. So I thought, well, why don't I just do it again? Why don't I do it on the first Monday of every month? Now, I will enjoy that. It will be a nice little break for me. It's going home in a way. It's close enough and cheap enough to make it doable. But we can make it a community thing as well. So if you guys all know that on the first Monday of every month I'm going to be in Rhyl, then you'll know it. And if any of you lot wanted to come as well, you'd be more than welcome and you know when it's going to happen. Or if any of you were close by, like Mr. Montego Maestro and Metro Appreciation Society, who lives in Rhyl, then, or Mrs. He didn't tell me his name last night, unless I missed it. So, I don't, I don't, oh, how do I refer to them? They? But they'll know, they will know when I'm going to be there, and if they, and they might kindly invite me around to look at their lovely motorcars. So there you go. That is now officially a Boaty's World thing. First Monday of every month, North Wales. Based in Rhyl, but you know, you can gad about the coast there, Prestatyn, not Towin, that's awful. But obviously Llandudno is fairly wonderful. And yes, that is 100% going to be a thing. And I've forgotten what else I was talking about. It'll come back to me, or not. Let's get through these comments so I can tell you what happened after I fell out of bed. Oh, Cheeseburger says, Skick, I can't get into rugby. I have tried. Oh. Stephen S. Paul still has a clock in every room in the house. What? Oh, right, okay. Cheeseburger says, right hand side, were you pointing north or south? Hang on. No. Right, I'm going to answer this seriously, Cheeseburger. Okay, so you mean which side was the bed pointing? Which way were my feet pointing? Hold on. Now the bed was like, hang on. So the window's here, the sea is there, so that's north. The bed was here. Oh, south. I was pointing due south. My feet head north, feet south, if that makes any difference. Oh, Ben. Pillow, smother. Hey? Oh, turn. Oh, dear. And no burner to kiss it better, says Ben. Yeah, tragic. Right, I've got no idea. Skick's going on about Big Dick. And I think that's somebody's name rather than... Oh, hello, Sophie's here. Hello, Sophie. Barry says football is shit. Oh, right, okay. Sophie says, was it first name people name off fish or last names? Either, Sophie. Anybody whose first or last name is the name of a fish. Get yourself an Echo Dot, says Rob. You can wake up to radio with that. Okay, I don't know what an Echo Dot is. Oh, is that one of those? Alexa, play YouPorn. Hey Siri. Oh God, I've done it on mine. Sorry, Siri.
Hey, I found this on the web for How Does It Online. Check it out.
No, I didn't want that. I didn't want that, darling. Thank you. I summoned you by accident. They're like genies, aren't they? You summon them and they give you wishes. Hey Siri, Google gay pornography. No, don't. Not on mine, on theirs. Oh, I can't do it because I've got Siri. I could do it with Alexa. Alexa.
I don't have an answer for that.
Good, I'm glad. Alexa, turn the lights off. I don't actually know what Alexa can do. Oh dear. Steve Holger's got one. Fergal Sharkey. That's a good one. A good heart these days is hard. Fergal Sharkey. He's into something really weird now. I know about this because Radio 4. Fergal Sharkey, for those of you who don't know, was the lead singer of oh Christ Almighty, what were they called? The Undertones or the Overtones? Undertones, I think. John Peel's favourite track, Teenage Kicks. He was the lead singer of that, and then he had a massive solo hit with A Good Heart, which I think was on the original. Now That's What I Call Music album. If it wasn't the original one, it was number 2. It was a very, very early one. Oh, there's another feature. What songs were on the original Now That's What I Call Music? The one that didn't have a number, the original. I'm sure I had it, and I'm sure Fergal Sharkey was on there with A Good Heart. I think Simply Red were on there with something or other, whatever their first big hit was. Oh, I can't bloody remember. Alexas are brilliant, says Joe. Simone says, I have an iPad in my first aid kit. Oh, clever. I get it. Cheeseburger says, you don't need a clock radio. You have an iPad. Wake up to porn. I don't want to wake up to porn. I wake up to bloody dreams that are bad enough. Porn would be tame by comparison to some of my dreams. Dear me. Poor old Claudia Winkleman. Oh, the things I've done to her at about 7:30 in the morning. Bless her. Made a fringe stand on end. Okay, quiz question for you. Who is Claudia Winkleman's mother? She's famous. There is something I like to eat in bed, says Simone, but I'd best not say. Yes, probably best not. Cheeseburger says, Joe, I battle with Alexa and my doorbell. It constantly needs reinstalling. Have you got one of those stupid bloody grass doorbells that record things and send them to the police when they see illicit activity? Hotel mode, says Ben. Yeah, and plumbing school 101. Cheeseburger says, here we go. Cheeseburger says, if we know he is in Rill, we can go to Carlisle. And that is typical Cheeseburger there. Cheeseburger, I mean, that is just first class shithousery. And we've come to expect nothing less than that from Cheeseburger. Shithousery of the prime order. Excellent work. Good man. I will never set a wheel in Wales again, says Richard Howlett, thanks to dreadful Drakeford. I'm guessing that's a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit reference. Boaty's getting his internet ready for after the live. I'm not. I'm really not. I haven't done my daily diaries, have I? So I've got lots of non-pornography based work to be getting on with, and I'll tell you what, I'm super tired tonight, and it's not going to be a late night, to be honest. I'm tired in a brilliant way. It's been a great day, but yeah, I've been so looking forward to doing this live with you guys, and then I'm just going to get supper, do a little bit of downloading, ready to do the proper editing work and video creation in the morning, and then I'm going to get off to bed. It's not going to be a super late one. Smart speakers are not smart, says Simone. They can't feed the cat or make my dinner. They can feck off. Fair enough. 00 Garage is here. Hello, and hello to you. Change the bloody name of it, says Simone. I didn't want that, says Ben. That's what they all say in court. I've spent a lot of time in court, but never for that. Yet. Oh, unless you count the divorce. Alexa can do things that Bernard can't, says Cheeseburger. Gosh, really? Oh, here we go. Barry says, Black, Wonderful Life. And I'm assuming that's in relation to tracks that were on the original Now That's What I Call Music. He's dead now, isn't he? He's dead, bless him. I love that. And oh, there's a real tie-in there. There is a real tie-in. And I'm going to give it to you. I love that song, Wonderful Life, Black. I loved it then, I love it now. I think it's absolutely brilliant. And I can remember the video to that, right? Now, and in that video, if you go and watch it now on YouTube, I'm not lying, right, I'm right, you can check. There is a part in that video where he's singing, and immediately behind him in the background there's the loop of a roller coaster called the Looping Star. And I thought, boom, when I saw that video, I recognised that because I used to go to Rill when I was a child. And back in the day, I don't know where it was in relation to what Rill is like now, but back in the day, there was like a small pleasure beach at Rill, and it had a looping roller coaster called the Looping Star. And I thought, inside knowledge, I know something other people don't know. I know that that video was filmed in Rill, because that's the Rill roller coaster. And I clutched my little tinkle, my probably as yet unformed little tinkle, with the excitement of that bit of knowledge. And it was only about 3 years ago I found out I was actually wrong. And the video was recorded in, I think it was Southport, so not a million miles away. And they just happened to have the same roller coaster there. So there you go. There's a useless bit of knowledge for you, but what a great song, Black Wonderful Life. Oh, John says UB40 Red Wine. And so presumably that was also on the original, now that's what I call music. Now that I don't approve of, because you might not know this, but Red Wine, believe it or not, that UB40 had a #1 smash hit with, that's a cover version. UB40 was written by and originally recorded by Neil Diamond, believe it or not. And it was written and recorded as a slow ballad, and one that I love. I used to sing it, the proper Neil Diamond version. And of course, UB40 sort of souped it up a bit. Neil Diamond was very, very happy about that, because of course he was the songwriter. And if you didn't realise, when it comes to making records, the people who make the money are the writers, not the artists. So if you don't write your own songs, you're not going to make much money. And Neil Diamond earned a lot of money out of UB40 going to #1 with that. And he actually changed his set in live shows. And he did an up-tempo version of Red Wine from then on. And he put a rap in the middle with a tribute to UB40 in it. But I much prefer the original Red Wine, which is typical Neil Diamond. It's slow, it's incredibly melodic, it's incredibly heartfelt. Very, very different track to what UB40 did with it. Poor Alexa, she would get abused by Jason. Steve Nesbitt, oh, here's a good one. Alexa, flush the toilet. Do people really have internet-controlled toilets? God, whatever next. Video title from Cheeseburger. Boaty live from Rill or Carlisle. Skick says, are you going to concentrate on selling some cars soon? Yes, Skick is the quick and easy answer to that. We advertised some cars for sale yesterday and today, and we will be advertising more for sale over the next couple of days, because we do indeed now need to make room. We're going to pick up a new car next Monday. That's a road trip that's already booked in, and we need to shift a few. So yes, we have got some advertised, and we will indeed be concentrating on selling some soon. Good point, Skick, says Simone. He needs room for the City Rover. The one on eBay went too expensively. Many thanks to Pingu for pointing it out to me. I'm so sorry. But it was too expensive for an ironic purchase. I didn't see the finishing price, But the last time I saw it, the auction was in four figures. It was over 1,000 quid. And there's no way I'm throwing 1,000 quid at a City Rover. Obviously, the rarity is such now that despite them being such a dreadful vehicle, they will fetch a bit of money. I think I've probably just missed the City Rover boat. You needed to buy them at the time that Hugnut bought his, when, you know, they were a couple of £100 quid. Cheeseburger says black is Colin Verncombe. Yeah, and passed away sadly. And Cheeseburger again, they play a different version of red wine in the USA. It has a bit of reggae rap in it. Yeah, well, that was the, as I say, after UB40 had the hit with it, he re-recorded it and did some live sessions with it, and he did put the reggae rap in. Red Wine by UB40 has been played to death, says Simone. I hate it. Cheeseburger says Neil Diamond made a lot of money out of songwriting. Well, yeah, of course he did. I mean, he's a brilliant songwriter. I mean, apart from, you know, the endless list of songs he's written and recorded himself, he's recorded many songs for other people. The Monkees, for example, I'm a Believer. Neil Diamond song. Who knew? I did. You might have as well. He only ever wanted to be a songwriter, and he only started singing himself. I mean, he'd always sung. He was part of a duo, a kind of Everly Brothers type duo when he was in school. They were called Jack and, I can't remember. Very good, actually. If you liked the Everly Brothers, you would, oh God, I'm trying to, you see, it's another thing I had and I've lost. I had in my lifetime the full box set of Neil Diamond, and that went astray somewhere. I think Sasha took it, not because, well, maybe because she wanted it, maybe because she wanted to deprive me of it. I lost a lot of stuff when Sasha and I split up, because we lived together. But in my place, and when we split up, she had to go back to her parents, and I was trying to be decent, and I went out to do a show, and so I was out all of that night, and I said to Sash, she still had her key, and I said, look, just come round, take anything that you like. I don't mind anything that you want to take. Please, you take it. And I got home from the show that night, and I walked into a bare house. Even light bulbs had gone. She'd come round with her entire family, and they'd stripped the place bare. Oh my God, I remember the shock of walking in at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning after doing that show. Another woman scorned, although we're still friends now. We are friends now, but it was a bit dodgy for a while. Again, ladies tend to get a little bit angsty when you break up with them. I've noticed. Oh dear. Ben says, Mr. Boaty. Mr. Boaty Rover. Hey Siri, play sensuous. Oh shit, it's come up now. Play sensuous sock removal music and alert Mr. Burrows. We haven't seen hiding ahead of him, have we? Siri, go away. I didn't want you. Go on, off you go. She's gone. Good. Gee, says Simone, so many things that grind my gears tonight. I've never seen a City Rover in person, says Joe. Prince was a great songwriter, says Skick. Video titled, Don't Freeze Your Red Wine. That's quite clever. I like that one. I do like that one. Well done, Cheeseburger. You're worth your weight in gold sometimes. Simone says, on a different topic, I tinkered with Pinky today. Yeah, well, I was tempted, but I didn't have time. I hate UB40 anyway, says Barry. They did that awful cover of I've Got You, Babe. Yeah, it was an awful cover, and it was with Chrissy Hind, who I think has got one of the best female pop voices of all time, who memorably, when asked to describe herself in 5 words, described herself as one hell of a lay, and I would love to have had a go on her, quite honestly. God almighty, I mean, 2,000 Miles is by far and away my favourite Christmas song. I'm going to be playing it endlessly when we get to Christmas, which doesn't happen in October or November. Oh, Baby Jane was on Now One, the Rod Stewart version, says John. Oh, I would never have remembered that. I don't generally do cover versions, says Barry. It's like copying someone's homework. I do, Cheeseburger. I can tell you that UB40 lost most of their wealth. It's a sad story. Boaty might know some of the story, but it isn't for an internet live. Yeah, I do know, because I have actually got a connection. I told you before about John Overton from the group Money that I worked with, became really close friends with. John was really good friends with the UB40 guys, and I went a couple of times to that place over the taxi office they had. Yeah, so I probably don't know the whole of the story, Cheeseburger, but I do know a bit of it. I like Alison Moyet's voice, says Skix. So do I. And my my business partner, Mel, who was also my cabaret partner in Diamond and Pearls, because she was a vocalist in her own right and a multi-instrumentalist. She used to cover Alison Moyet stuff, and she could sing Alison Moyet, not better than, but as well as Alison Moyet. Her Only You was absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. I think we did some albums together. We actually made some albums. Mostly Mel, to be honest. But I featured on them. And I'm sure I'll still have one somewhere, unless that went in the divorce. But I'm sure that Melody Dean 100% live, that had a really good Live Only You on it, and a really good some really good duets with me. You Don't Bring Me Flowers was on there. These are all live cuts. We basically recorded a live album. Well, we didn't record a live album. We compiled a live album with live tracks from various shows. What was the other duet? Up Where We Belong, that was on there as well. Where did I get to? Cheeseburger says, UB40 recorded all of their records. They had a studio in Brum, they did indeed. I preferred Level 42 myself, says Simone. Barry says, I like the time off work at Christmas. Other than that, nah. Well, I don't even get time off work. We open on Christmas Day, and Christmas is our busiest time. But yeah, I hate Christmas, to be honest. Talking of old chart music, says 00 Garage, I'm going to see Toya on Sunday. Oh, she's on tour, isn't she, with Robert, what's his name, Flip. And now we're talking about Belinda Carlisle, and Simone had a thing for Belinda in her teens, and so did I. Oh, what? The early days of video cassette recorders, and Heaven is the official video for Heaven is a Place on Earth, and there was a bit filmed from above, and she gives a little jiggle. It's absolutely great. You could watch it on slow motion, and then it was marvelous. Oh, Belinda Carlisle, yeah. Yeah, I was well into Belinda Carlisle. Didn't look quite, you know, I mean, that's a rose tinted glasses thing though, isn't it? Because when you saw her on Hell's Kitchen, which I loved, I used to watch television in those days, and I did love Hell's Kitchen. Series 1 with Ramsey and series 3 and 4. I didn't watch series 2, but series 3 and 4 with Marco Pierre White. I love those, but yeah, Belinda, I loved her back in the day, but yeah. Where did I get to? Diddly do, diddly do. I always fancy Kim Wilde, said Richard Howlett. John says, I met 2 famous people in the Bournebrook Snooker Club in Birmingham. Bournebrook? Oh, right, okay. One was Robin Campbell, who owned the club, and Pato Banton, who I'm still good friends with. Oh, fair play. That is a really good name drop. Kudos on that. I'm off to bed, says Joe. Night all. Cheeseburger says, John, Pato's cover of Baby Come Back was brilliant. I agree. Is he still a school teacher or retired? The blonde in Abed did it for me, says Skip. And people are saying good night. And oh, it is that time. I just want to tell you about the rest of today, darlings. So after I fell out of bed, I eventually got up and we were talking about breakfast. I decided to go for breakfast. I mean, actually, I went outside first and had a walk along the seafront and got the sea air and had a cigarette. And then I went for breakfast. But I decided, rather naughtily, having blagged the free Wi-Fi, didn't pay for that, I thought I'll try and get a free breakfast as well. So I didn't pay for breakfast, didn't book it or anything, but it's served from 7 till 10. I just walked into the restaurant-y, bar-y bit where the breakfast is and just helped myself. Couple of glasses of juice, couple of nice coffees and a big old plate of cooked breakfast, and nobody said a thing. So there you go. I did have breakfast and it didn't cost me a penny. Yes, call the police. I arguably defrauded Travelodge, although my argument would be that I didn't, right? Because Travelodge say that it's an unlimited breakfast, have as much as you want. So that means that only one person in that hotel should pay for breakfast and everybody else should just share his. So my argument would be that I was just sharing the person before me. I was sharing their breakfast. I was just having the bits that they didn't want. But I would have paid for it. I mean, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to pay for it, like saying when I checked out, oh, by the way, I had breakfast and I haven't paid for it. I didn't do that. Okay, that is a ping from, that's a joint ping from Mustard. He's seen something on Marketplace. Yeah. So yeah, I had an excellent breakfast and it was, he knows I'm bloody live streaming, the arsehole. He's probably watching. And you will see a picture of it in the daily diary. I had a splendid breakfast. I had 2 glasses of juice, 2 coffees, hash browns, bacon, sausages, beans and tomato. Didn't have any toast. I will next time. And on that note, it is time to finish. Let me just whiz through the comments. Kim Wilde was hot. Susan Boyle's not bad. Oh dear. Diddly do. Oh, I was at school with Sting, says 00 Garage. Gordon Sumner, wasn't it? Somewhere in Geordieland. Right. Oh, and Neil quite correctly says it was free anyway. I bloody paid for it. Well, yeah, you did in a sense, but you remember that the money you very kindly super chatted last night, and thank you again. I won't actually get that until the 23rd of next month, the 23rd of November. It'll be the 23rd of November before I see that. So you have bought me lunch. Sorry, you've bought me breakfast for my December visit to Rill on the first Monday in December. And so you have bought a deferred breakfast. Today's breakfast was actually free, and I don't feel in the least guilty. I would have paid for it if I'd been accosted, but I wasn't. Okay, I might have checked out their room and only gone in there when the one and only girl running things, bless her, was not there doing other things. And I got my coffee, got my juice, heaped up my plate and thought, well, while I'm eating, nobody's going to say, excuse me, what's your room number? Have you booked? But yeah, I mean, it was incredibly successful, really. $33.99 for a nice, clean, relatively basic, but with everything you need hotel room, with a sea view, right on the seaside, free car parking, and I got free Wi-Fi and a free breakfast. And you can bet your arse that when I go next time, which will be November the 6th, you can bet that I will be trying to do exactly the same thing again. And don't you dare ring them up and warn them. Oh dear. What are we talking about now? Oh, right. Oh, gosh. Okay. Oh, Leslie Ash. Thank you, Neil. And oh, have you? Have you? Well, it has to be done, doesn't it? It has to be done. Oh, Rick Mail from Reddit. We've done that cheeseburger, haven't we? The original Kevin Turvey from Woodrow, wasn't it? Are you going Monday the 4th of December, says Neil. Whatever the first Monday in December will be, that will be when I will be I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep doing it, even through the winter, when if the weather's bad, you're going to be stuck. I really like the idea. I've checked out prices. It's generally just cheap there for whatever reason. But it's easy to get to. It's 100 miles. It's a relatively easy 100 miles for me. It's like a 2-hour journey. It's North Wales, but it's still Wales. I still get to see and hear my language. Llandudno is one of my happy places and one of my childhood places. And the hotel is, for what it is, it's bloody great. So yeah, I'm going to... First Monday, every month, I'll be there, and each and every one of you would be very welcome to join me. How to book a Travelodge and make a profit. Monday the 4th is the 1st. Are you up for some company? Yes, Neil. Yes. Let's do it. Let's do it, big boy. Let's hit Rill. It'll be... I mean, I enjoy it on my own, but it'll be even more fun with company. Cheap as chips, nice and easy for you to get to. You could actually do the Horseshoe Pass, couldn't you, from where you are? I think, off the top of my head. You'd have a nicer journey than me. But yeah, I mean, it's perfect for... We could, get there at a decent time. We could go up the Great Orme. We could have a night on the town in Llandudno, end up back at the hotel, be a laugh. Try and steal a free breakfast the next morning. It'll be a brilliant community thing, and it's perfect for the community as well, because it's really, really affordable. I mean, if I can afford it, knowing that, you know, save up for it for a few weeks or whatever, if I can afford it, pretty much anybody can. Because I reckon in our community, I've got to be the poorest one, haven't I? I mean, I might not be, but I wouldn't bet against it. I've got to head out, says Barry. Ta-ta for now. Oh, Neil says, I'm off. It's my birthday week. And we're going to Blackpool after that. Oh, brilliant. Oh, title for... right, title from Cheeseburger. Travelodge trips, Monday night hotel club. I like that one as well. Oh, and you always do the horseshoe path. I haven't done it for ages. Oh, Mustard's finally here. Yes, he's made it just as I'm about to go. I'll check out that message in a minute, sir. Find out what it is you're saying would be fun. And hello, Lunchbox, says Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger, let's give Cheeseburger a bit of credit where it's due. When it comes to shithousery, that man is Premier League. He's on a different planet than the average. All right, darlings, that is it. That is it for tonight. I've loved tonight. Thank you so much. And thank you again for sharing yesterday with me, and meaning that when I was abandoned by Bernard, I wasn't totally alone in that hotel a long way from home. I'm sorry I blocked their toilet, and I'm sorry I flooded their bathroom. I'm not sorry I nicked a free breakfast. God, I did enjoy that breakfast. I'm already looking forward to the next one. All right, darlings. Love you, Boaty. I love you too. Yes, big boy, let's do it. I'm not ashamed. He is a big boy and he gives a damn good hug. And he's a man of taste and refinement. He likes Momo. Oh, and somebody else, Andrew's just turned up when we're all going. But, all right, darlings, yeah, that is it. I've got, you're bloody right, Neil. You're not sharing the four bedroom with you. No, I draw the line at that. I mean, we can have a party in the room, but then you go back to your own. I don't know why I got that room with that family room with the 4 beds. Maybe all the rooms have got 4 beds in that hotel. I don't object to it. It's somewhere to put your stuff in it. Oh God, the love sausage. Oh, I wish I could carry on now, but I'm tired. You lot all need to head off. Darlings, we will do this again tomorrow night. Same time, same place. And really, 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 thank you so much for your company tonight and yesterday. And it makes it all the more special. And I have got plans for the first Monday of the month thing. I can't go into it now because we're going to get off, but I've got lots of ideas. If you've got any ideas, do throw them at me. When we see each other, no, sir. No, there wasn't. No, she didn't show up, Andrew. Yeah, right. Merry Christmas, everyone, says Stephen Espel. Right, be here tomorrow, darlings, 11 o'clock, and we can carry on then and have a safe and peaceful... Oh, we're doing music, aren't we? I can fart you out. Hold on, I forgot about that. Bear with. Oh, I've got to find it now. I completely forgot about this. I haven't got it set up. Is that it? This could be it. Oh, there we are. Oh, tonight has been brilliant, darlings. Thank you so much. And listen, please have a safe and peaceful night. Take great care of yourselves. Have the best day that you possibly can tomorrow. And I would love it if you would be so kind as to join me again at 11 o'clock tomorrow night for whatever day it is. Wednesday, for Wednesday Night Live. Sleep tight. Much love. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.